Hi everybody, welcome back to You Are the Answer. In our last video, we talked about protein in general. We talked about what it is, how it works in the body, why it's important to performance and to general health, specifically as it relates to recovery. We talked about how much protein you should be getting. We even made a simple equation based on estimated lean body weight to help you learn how much protein you should be consuming during any point in the day. So today we're going to continue our discussion about protein, but we're going to shift our focus a little bit to protein supplements. Now there's a growing population of athletes who are becoming really familiar with supplements and protein supplements specifically, using protein supplements, recognizing the awesome recovery benefits that you can get from them. But there's also a pretty large segment still of athletes who don't know a lot about supplements or who are kind of agnostic about supplements. The athletes who don't know a lot about supplements, a lot of times they're newer athletes to CrossFit and they're still trying to figure out what AMRAP and HSPU and EMOM mean, let alone you throw in a nutrition piece, and I can understand why you would look like a deer in the headlights. The others who are kind of the agnostics, those are the folks who I believe think that they can get most, if not all, of their nutritional needs as it relates to recovery through whole food meals. Remember in the last video we talked about the importance of food prep for the week, for the day. But busy people sometimes are going to have gaps. You're not always going to be perfect with your food prep and your meal planning, and you can fill in those gaps with protein supplements. That's what they're for. They're a supplement to your whole food diet. However, I would argue that there are some instances where supplements can be even more important or more beneficial than whole food, and in terms of recovery post-workout, that's one of those instances. I know that some of you out there would argue that whole food is still going to be better. And let's say, for the sake of argument, that you're somebody who is 100% on point with your meal planning and you are a food prep ninja. And every day you go to the gym with a Tupperware that's got a half a chicken breast and a sweet potato, and after that workout you sit down and eat your whole food meal for your recovery. Okay, well let's say that on a given day at the gym, in your hour workout, you've got your mobility work, you've got 20 minutes worth of strength and some skill training, and maybe the skill training is thrusters, and the workout of the day is Fran. So you're telling me that after Fran, you're going to sit down, you're going to gnaw on a chicken breast and a cold sweet potato. I don't think that's realistic, number one. Number two, even if that's what you do, then it's going to take 90 minutes to 2 hours for that chicken breast to digest and be cleaved into each of those individual amino acids that are going to be necessary for tissue repair and recovery. Meanwhile, a protein supplement can break down really quickly in less than half the time, maybe a third of the time that a whole food meal would, rendering all kinds of useful amino acids that your muscles are starving for post-workout, kickstarting the recovery process. Now you can go home and you can eat. Okay, so let's say that you'd still argue that you're one of those people that can finish your workout and go home and eat immediately. Well, to that I have to call bullshit. You're a busy person. All of you out there are busy. Your moms, your dads, your business owners, you've got jobs, you've got things on your mind and things to attend to. It's going to be a couple of hours before you eat. Now, meanwhile, cortisol is building up. Cortisol is that stress hormone that starts to build up under any types of stress. It could be work stress, family stress, workout stress. You want to keep cortisol as low as possible, so that's why you want to feed your muscles as quickly as possible. If you wait that 2 hour stretch to go home and eat, what's happening is cortisol is mounting and mounting and mounting, and as a result, your body needs to feed itself, so it does so by breaking down its own muscle tissue. The muscle tissue that you've worked really hard to build, and on top of that, it starts to store body fat. So you go to the gym, you PR Fran, you did a great job busting your ass, took a huge step forward, then you go home, wait 2 hours to eat, and take 2 gigantic steps backward for a net backwards gain. That's not what it's all about. Okay, so now you're starting to see the value in a protein supplement. So the question is, what type of protein should I use? Well, in a previous video, we ranked the various types of protein supplement sources from best to worst, and there's a link to that video down below if you want to watch it in its entirety. But the best protein source, long story short, is whey protein. And the reason for that is whey protein has the broadest spectrum of essential and non-essential amino acids, including the highest concentration of branched chain aminos, or BCAAs. Why is that important? Because BCAAs, as we've said in previous videos, have 3 really key benefits. Number 1, they help to lower cortisol. Number 2, they facilitate protein synthesis. And number 3, they help to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. So now that we've determined that whey protein is going to be your best recovery protein supplement that you can use, how do you choose the right whey protein? Well, in another previous video, we gave a pretty thorough explanation of how you can assess the quality of a protein before you buy it, and there's a link to that video down below as well. But that whole quality word, I believe, is so overused, I don't even know if it means anything anymore. I think what it boils down to is purity. And purity is the level of concentration of the whey protein to begin with. Most whey protein concentrates are about 70%, between 70 and 75% concentration when they should be 80%. That's a shame, number one. Number two, all of them, or most of them, use a lot of different types of fillers. Gums to thicken the product so it tastes more like a creamy milkshake, but really only interferes with the digestion of the product and a lot of times causes some stomach distress. They also contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame, which are completely unhealthy and not safe to use long term. And they use even artificial colors. They use creamers that have trans fats and hydrogenated oils. They use a lot of ingredients that don't need to be there. So I really think what quality really means is purity. The simplicity of the formula makes it easier to digest and makes it taste better. This is our whey protein product and the one that I would recommend that you use post-workout. It's called Pure Whey, and just as the name implies, it doesn't get any more pure. It's got 5 ingredients in the chocolate flavor, 4 ingredients in the vanilla. This one is the chocolate flavor. The first ingredient is 100% certified grass-fed New Zealand whey protein. Non-BSR, non-BST, no hormones added ever. Not only that, it's non-GMO. All of the other 4 ingredients are non-GMO as well. Non-GMO organic cocoa, non-GMO flavor, non-GMO sea salt, and non-GMO sweetener. Again, it's simplicity. Simplicity in this formula not only helps you to absorb the product better, but it tastes great in addition to that. You can use Pure Whey throughout the day to fill in those gaps that we talked about where maybe your meal planning was a little bit insufficient or you get caught short on a certain day. Before you leave the house, don't not eat breakfast because you don't have time to cook. Make a quick shake. You can mix it with whole milk. You can mix it with fruit, make smoothies. You can mix it with almond milk. You can even pre-mix it and pour it into your coffee for a high-protein latte. We're going to post a bunch of different recipes in upcoming videos for the different ways that you can use Pure Whey, but the single best way to use Pure Whey is post-workout. It's real simple. 1 scoop goes into about 10 ounces of water, not milk post-workout, because mixed with water, this is going to digest even more quickly, and it's going to be a lot easier on the stomach, and it tastes delicious in water. You put it inside of a shaker bottle. If you don't have one, after this video, go out to the store and buy a shaker bottle. Preload it with 1 scoop of protein, about 8 to 10 ounces of water, and have it ready to go so that as soon as you're done with Fran and you can catch your breath, you shake that bottle up and you drink it down, and boom, recovery is started. All right, so let's recap the 3 main points. Number 1, don't wait to start your recovery until after you go home to eat, because that's going to be a couple of hours and that's just too long. Be realistic about how busy you are. You're too busy to pack a whole food meal into Tupperware every day and stick that in your gym bag and take it to the gym. Number 2, go out and get yourself a couple of shaker bottles. Make sure that you've got one preloaded with 1 scoop of Pure Whey and 10 ounces of water, and have it in your gym bag before you leave. As soon as you're done working out, give it a couple of shakes and drink it down. Number 3, which ties into number 2, is timing. There's some debate about the time frame which you should consume post-workout nutrition. Some say within a 1-hour window, others say within as little as 15 minutes, some are in the middle and say 30 minutes. I say do it as soon as you catch your breath. Grab your shaker bottle from your bag, drink down your Pure Whey shake as soon as you catch your breath, and start kicking cortisol's ass immediately. Your objective is to get on top of recovery and stay ahead of it. This kickstarts your recovery process, and then you go home and eat a whole food meal. So, if you want to learn a little bit more about Pure Whey, we've got a link to the Pure Whey product page on our website down below. There's something that I want to close with and have you keep in mind as it relates to any product, protein products or any type of supplement product. Consider purity. The more pure the product is, the better off you're going to be, the more effective the product is going to be, and the better it's going to taste. And a simple fact is, there is no pure without you are. That's a grammatical fact. You can check it on the Googles. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.